I'm Corinne the Chaotic Good Paladin. Today I'm doing something I've been wanting to do for a long time now, and that is give you guys a tour of my bookshelves. I have them split into two sections. So I have one section for TBR books, for books that I haven't read yet, and another section for books that I have read and enjoyed. Books that I've read but I haven't enjoyed very much, I unhaul those because I don't have very much space on my shelves. So if I'm not going to be rereading or talking about a book, then it can't stay. It's gotta go. Every month I play a TBR game. My hope for you is that you will watch this video and you will comment down below telling me any books you see in my TBR shelves that you are particularly excited for me to read, that you want to hear my thoughts on, that you think I'll really enjoy, things like that. If I showed you my TBR and my, what I call my rainbow shelf, we'd be here all night because that's a ton of books. I'm just going to show you my TBR books for now. My rainbow shelf tour will be in a different video. So I have 3 bookshelves. We have this bookshelf over here, which is my rainbow shelf. These are all books that I've read and enjoyed. This one is my main TBR shelf that you guys see in my videos. And then I've got more TBR books up there on my desk. Please don't mind my desk, it's very messy. But I'm just going to show you guys this shelf and those shelves. Here we go. So how I organize my TBR shelves is I organize them based on the prompts in my TBR game. Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. Inheritors by Asako Serizawa. Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia. The Voting Booth by Brandy Colbert. New from Here by Kelly Yang. The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. A Drop of Midnight by Jason Diakite. Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. And East Eats West by Andrew Lamb. We Rule the Night by Claire Eliza Bartlett. Beneath the Surface by Michael Phelps. Finding Ben by Barbara LaSalle. The Land of Yesterday by K.A. Reynolds. Up High in the Trees by Kiara Brinkman. A Corner of the Universe by Ann M. Martin. The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Wild Oak by C.C. Harrington. A World Without You by Beth Revis. And The Thing About Jellyfish by Ali Benjamin. In the Role of Bree Hutchins by Nicole Melleby. The Summer I Wasn't Me by Jessica Verdi. The Moon Within by Ida Salazar. The Unbroken by C.L. Clark. This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El Motar and Max Gladstone. And Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow. Song Quest by Catherine Roberts. Amina's Voice by Hina Khan. The Whispers by Greg Howard. The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. Geektastic Stories from the Nerd Herd by Holly Black and Cecil Castellucci. The Bones of the Past by Craig A. Monroe. The Boy Who Couldn't Sleep and Never Had To by D.C. Pearson. My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valent. Handbook for Hot Witches, Dame Darcy's Illustrated Guide to Magic, Love, and Creativity. The Hero's Guide to Saving the Kingdom by Christopher Healy. The name of this book is Secret by Pseudonymous Box. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. How to Train Your Dragon by Cressida Cowell. Angel and Bavar by Amy Wilson. Serafina by Rachel Hartman. The Alchemist, The Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel by Michael Scott. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind by Hayao Miyazaki. Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. Artemis Fowl by Eowyn Colfer. The Next Great Polly Fink by Ali Benjamin. Anya and the Dragon and Anya and the Nightingale by Sophia Pasternak. Prospero's Children by Jan Siegel. Al Capone Does My Shirts by Jennifer Choldenko. Misty of Chincoteague by Marguerite Henry. And Thaddeus Whiskers and the Dragon by H.L. Burke. Dragon Keeper by Carol Wilkinson. Wrath of Dragons by Scott King, The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter, Prophecy by Ellen O, Dragon Slippers by Jessica Day George, The Divide by Elizabeth Kay, Pirates Predators of the Seas by Angus Constam and Roger Michael Keane, The Pirate Wars by Peter Earle, Pirates in History by Ralph T. Ward, Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen, Storm Siren by Mary Weber, A Time of Exile by Catherine Kerr, The Shamer's Daughter by Liam Ka Bearbol, See Me After Class by Roxana Eldon, The Complete Book of Aunts by Rupert Christensen, What Teachers Make by Taylor Molly, Liar and Spy by Rebecca Steed, The Yes Brainchild by Dr. Daniel J. Siegel and Dr. Tina Payne Bryson, Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid, Her Story, The Writer and the Fairy Tale, Something Like Fate by Suzanne Colasanti, Fortunately the Milk by Neil Gaiman, The Ruins of Gorland by John Flanagan, The Familiars by Adam J. Epstein and Andrew Jacobson, The Book Eaters by Sun Yi Dean, Percy Jackson's Greek Gods by Rick Riordan and John Rocco, Nightmares by Jason Segel and Kirsten Miller, Tiny Pretty Things by Sona Charaipotra and Danielle Clayton, a collection of Aesop's Fables, Grimm's Fairy Tales, and Andersen's Fairy Tales, The Bullying Antidote by Dr. Louise Hart and Kristen Cavan, and Sails and Sorcery, Tales of Nautical Fantasy by W.H. Horner and assorted authors. The Seventh Tower full series by Garth Nix, The Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth Nix, Have Sword Will Travel by Garth Nix and Sean Williams, To Hold the Bridge by Garth Nix, Reckless by Cornelia Funke, Dragon's Curse and Beggar Magic by H.L. Burke, The Surprise of Haruhi Suzumiya by Nagaru Tanigawa, The Runaway King by Jennifer A. Nielsen, Gregory the Overlander by Suzanne Collins, Lucky Star Volume 9 by Yoshimizu Kagami, By the Sword by Mercedes Lackey, The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater, The Mage Wins by Mercedes Lackey, The Aurelia Curse by Cornelia Funke, Once Upon a Curse and the Salamander Spell by E.D. Baker, The Chronicles of Crestomancy and The Tough Guide to Fantasyland by Diana Wynne Jones, 13th Child by Patricia C. Reed, Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welch, Ogre Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, Mark of the Thief by Jennifer A. Nielsen, The Goodbye Cat by Hiro Arikawa, and this nice Japanese edition of The Fellowship of the Ring, and also To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle, The Vagina Monologues by Eve Ensler, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, Afternoon of the Elves by Janet Taylor Lyle, The Chronicles of Prydain Book 1, The Book of Three, and The Chronicles of Prydain Book 4, Tehran Wanderer by Lloyd Alexander, The Samurai's Tale by Eric Christian Haugard, The Wind and the Willows by Kenneth Graham, The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster, The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsany, Greek Myths by Olivia Coolidge, The People of Sparks and the Prophet of Yonwood by Gian Duprow, The Odyssey by Homer, Arabian Nights and Days, The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu, The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights by John Steinbeck, The Blue Sword by Robin McKinley, Tales Before Tolkien, The Roots of Modern Fantasy, edited by Douglas A. Anderson, The Dark Frigate by Charles Boardman Hawes, The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, and Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, Red Chrysanthemum by Laura Jo Rowland, The Deepest Blue by Sarah Beth Durst, Jade City by Fonda Lee, Green Rider by Kristen Britton, Black Leviathan by Bernd Perplius, The Black Cauldron by Lloyd Alexander, The Subtle Knife and the Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman, and The Pearl of China by An-Chi Min. Innocent Mage by Karen Miller, Magic by Angie Sage, The Luck Uglies by Paul Durham, Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Penguins in the Wild by David Tipling, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry, the first 3 books of the Song of Ice and Fire series, A Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, and A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin, Fairy Tale by Stephen King, The Writer's Complete Fantasy Reference, and An Encyclopedia of Tolkien by David Day, The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, Crap Kingdom by D.C. Pearson, Crown of Three by J.D. Reinhardt, Seven Forges by James A. Moore, The Terrans, The First Salique War by Jean Johnson, Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills, Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi, The Canaan Chronicles, the full trilogy by Amanda Hocking, Fate of Flames by Sarah Raleigh, All the Impossible Things by Lindsay Lackey, Sword of Fire by Catherine Kerr, Thrones and Bones Frostborn by Lou Enders, Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Green, The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, The Naming by Alison Croghan, Steel Heart by Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn and the Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, Graceling and Fire by Kristen Cashore, The Selection by Kiera Cass, Princess Academy by Shannon Hale, Wicked Fox by Kat Cho, The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan, The Novice by Taran Matharu, The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, The Hero and the Crown by Robin McKinley, The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield, The Queen's Gambit by Walter Tevis. Finally on this shelf we have Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher. Book Scavenger by Jennifer Chambliss Burtman, Kingdom Keepers, Disney After Dark by Ridley Pearson, Blooming at the Texas Sunrise Motel, Beyond the Bright Sea by Lauren Wolfe, So Much Closer by Suzanne Colasanti, The Grim Legacy by Polly Shulman, The Forest in the Hallway by Gordon Smith, The Editor by Stephen Rowley, Omoide no Mani, the Japanese version of When Marnie Was There, The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux, Warrior Girl by Pauline Chandler, Tangled by Carolyn Mackler, Circe by Madeline Miller, Prisoner of Ice and Snow, Sword of the Rightful King by Jane Yolen, China, Empire and Civilization, Neko no Oshiri ga suki nan desu, which means I like cat butts, Ginban Kaleidoscope by Rei Kaibara, and Haikyuu by Haruichi Furudate, The Vagrants by Gi-Yoon Lee, and Darius the Great is Not Okay by Adib Khorram, Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler, and Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. Cinders and Sparrows by Stephen Bachman, Rise of the World Eater by Jamie Littler, Blackwater Sister by Zen Cho, The Day Before by Lisa Schroeder, Maybe a Mermaid by Josephine Cameron, Please Send Help by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin, The Samurai's Wife by Laura Jo Rowland, Xmas by Kate Bryan, Orange Volume 6 Future by Ichigo Takano, Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro, 13 Witches, The Memory Thief by Jodie Lynn Anderson, She and Her Cat by Makoto Shinkai, Fragments of the Lost by Megan Miranda, Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. We've also got these books, which are my TBR books for this month. So that was it for my TBR shelves. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below telling me what books you saw in this video that you're really excited for me to get to, or that you want to hear my thoughts on. Make sure to like, share this video on your social media, and subscribe to my channel so you do not miss any new uploads. I'm Corinne, also known as the Chaotic Good Paladin, and I make videos talking about the books you should be reading so you don't have to spend hours scouring the New York Times or Goodreads bestseller lists for the books you want to read. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!